Okay, now that we're comfortable with the height of our pitching rubber, with the distance to home plate, and having it squared up with the dimension of home plate, we want to check and make sure that we put it in that's level, and whether or not we need to hit it in any directions or make any micro adjustments. Just make sure it's level front to back and side to side.
Larry's just throwing a little water, and we're going to add a layer of clay underneath the clay bricks, and we're just trying to get a little bond here to get the water.
Okay, Bob just packed the subgrade. We're just starting to check how our level needs to be before we put the bricks on. So I'll take my tool and check his compaction rate. And it looks like he's doing pretty good. Nice and firm right there. This is a nice way to just get a little more moisture on your base without having to hook up the hose. And you can control your moisture real well with the sprayer. So we're just gonna spend a minute and get a little water on it. Now Bob's packed our subgrade so that the bricks will be right up flush with the rubber. We're going right around, we're gonna envelop the rubber with the bricks. Okay. And one thing you can do, just to make sure your bricks bond, is you can notch them with a knife or a tool like this, and then notch the sides, just so they bond with each other. Once you saturate them when they're moist.
So we're going to start just by covering all the way around the rubber so the rubber is not going to move anymore, and then we'll finish the platform.
If there's enough moisture in the bricks, which is really what you need when you put them in, we prefer to put them in with moisture. They should cut fairly easily, either with a hand tool or with a spade like Bob just did over there. We're at the phase now where we're pretty comfortable with our elevation on the platform here and our location of the pitching rubber. We've put our bricks all the way around it. Now, it's a real cool day, so we're being kind of gentle with the water. We're just using a spray bottle to give these bricks a little bit of moisture. Then we're going to pound them with the tamper, and we're trying to get the bricks to bond together. So we'll continue doing that until we're ready to top dress and fill in these cracks with a little bit of loose material later.
Okay, we're just checking to make sure the platform's level front to back and side to side, and we'll even do it on a cross angle and just make sure that we're all level all the way and nice and flat up here on the top where the pitcher's going to stand.
Okay, we're at the point now where with the table we need to taper the end, so we're trying to get enough moisture so the clay will bond together and we're able to kind of pound these ends in. Our dimension of from the center point to here is 30 inches. That's what this line is right here. And you can see we've got bricks going over there, so what we're going to try and do is get enough moisture in here, pound these bricks to kind of start our slope downward.
The table will be 5 feet across, 30 inches on each side of the midpoint, and then 22 inches back, and then we'll taper from there. Next step after this, we'll start working on the slope. So we're getting close to having a mound here.
So you can see all the fine particles of this bag clay has worked into the little slots between the bricks, and it also is sticking to the top of the bricks just to give you a little bit of traction, and we'll put some other product on later to help with that as well. If you leave these bricks bare on top, they get too slick when it's wet, and bake can get too hard when it's dry, so you got to insulate them a little bit.
Mark the pitching rubber 8.5 inches on both sides of the center line. The distance from the front corners of home plate should be 59 feet 1 inch to the 8.5 inch marks on the pitching rubber. Check that the pitching rubber is level. Add a layer of clay and pack the subgrade. Add moisture to the clay. Notch the clay bricks. Surround the pitching rubber with brick. Tamp the bricks. Then wet the bricks and tamp again to help the bricks bond. The finished platform should measure 34 inches from front to back, beginning 6 inches in front of the pitching rubber and 30 inches from the center of the pitching rubber to the first and third base sides. Ensure that the platform is level. Then taper the ends of the platform to create a downward slope.
Okay, we've established the height, the platform is done, now it's time to work on the slope. And Larry has taken care of the subsurface. We're now going to take some bag clay and we're going to finish this off and level the playing surface down to the grass edge from the top of the mound. So we'll get started on that, and pretty soon we'll have a mound you can pitch off of.
So we exported a great deal of material out of this mound. We found a lot of different products. We got down pretty low on the base, so we're bringing in a significant amount of new product to work this here. One thing we were sure to do before we added this was scarify the existing surface so that it'll bond on the bottom. So you don't want to throw clay just on top of a flat surface. You want to scratch it up a little bit and have good moisture in the base before you add the new material. Okay, we got started and threw some fresh material in here, tamped it down a little bit, and we're still early in the process here, but we're starting to get a feel for where we need to add a little more and a little less. And I'm just kind of taking the back of this rake and I can kind of see where I'm high and where I'm low. What we need to do, because what we're going to do is scratch this up again, put a little more water on it and add the fresh material so it bonds. It's really ideal to kind of build it up in lifts so that either 2 or 3 times you do a layer, pack it in, do a little more, pack it in, and then do your finished layer, rather than throwing it all on at once and then pounding it. So we're kind of looking at seeing where we're at. Bob's going to get string set up. He's going to check the slope real quick, and then we'll come back and add some more material.